Individual action, I believe, actually is all we have, because it's individuals that are making the changes. So across the whole of the spectrum, from grassroots change, community change, change in your home, right the way up to big systemic change, it's individuals that are powering that action. My sense generally is that people come away feeling uplifted, which is quite strange because we're talking about environmental collapse, but we're also talking about how quickly nature recovers, what we can do about it, and how each of us can play our part. And I love doing that. I love bringing that to audiences. And I really don't shy away from the hard-hitting statistics and facts. And I encourage people to feel the feelings that are associated with that. But generally, we then go away looking at what we can do as individuals or across our organisations, and really go away with a sense of playful optimism of how we can play our part in tackling the ecological emergency. Well, it's certainly true that it can be a struggle. I set City to Sea up nearly 10 years ago now as a not-for-profit, but we can actually make profit. We're a community interest company as well as a charity. Now, I know lots and lots of not-for-profits who have different community models, and they haven't had shareholders that they've needed to service, and they're still profitable, viable businesses, but you don't have the shareholders that you're accountable to make the profits for. And with City to Sea, we have always reinvested any profits that we make back into the business to grow our impact, because ultimately a lot of the not-for-profit businesses and charities that exist exist to create that impact, but at the same time they want their staff to be happy and well paid, and ideally they've got a business model which works and serves that organisation. So, I mean, that's something we're still working on at City to Sea. We've always been a bit of a hybrid between a charity and a community interest company. But 10 years in, we're still going. So I'm proud of that. Well, through City to Sea and our corporate partnerships, we've had the chance of working with some fantastic corporates, and really I'd say it's down to them that we have been able to exist and power the campaigns that we've run, thanks to the corporate partnerships. And actually we found those easier to manage and to secure than we did the traditional trusts, grants and foundations, because there are some corporates out there who take a very proactive and pioneering approach to CSR and can support organisations like City to Sea. So, for example, we worked with Chili's for around 6 years. Their remit was to get more people carrying refillable water bottles and refillable products, and for us we were all about trying to get people to use less plastic, and so that really helped for us fund our refill campaign, and we did that with the water companies as well for about 3 years. We've also worked with like large investment companies, and they've found that it's been a really brilliant talking piece if it's a subject that they've been engaging on with their clients. And I've been there sort of giving talks to their clients as well to help bring them on board with their environmental commitments. There have been times when it's been possible to gauge that some companies are paying lip service or slightly engaging in greenwashing as well, and being able to tell those that are genuinely committed to making a difference at this time. We've worked with both, and we appreciate working with both. And I think really it's about how can we go on a journey with those companies if they're open to it, and really try and make those commitments more solid and more meaningful. Usually my impression is that it's generally balancing the need and the urgency of the ecological crisis with things having to make financial sense. Now, a lot of these businesses, and especially the ones that I'm speaking at, if they're not a startup, then it actually could have taken them decades to get to where they are now through innovation, technology developments, and actually expecting them to pivot within a 10-year time frame is generally a huge challenge for most large organizations. So I think that's that's generally one of the main problems that companies come up against, is that sense of urgency. It's a lot to expect for people to make those changes when it's taken such a long time to get us into this place, and quite frankly in this mess in the first place. Individual action, I believe, actually is all we have, because it's individuals that are making the changes. So across the whole of the spectrum, from grassroots change, community change, change in your home, right the way up to big systemic change, it's individuals that are powering that action. So whether that's just you at home switching to a plastic-free bathroom, signing petitions, or supporting an NGO like City to Sea, those impacts all add up. And especially when we look at individual changes, obviously there are around 8 billion of us on Earth here. Switching to, say, a plastic-free toothbrush, the more people that do that, or the more people that carry a reusable bottle, that creates a trend. And trends drive demand, and demand drives investment. So we can very much see how individual behaviour change is powering those changes towards more, within the plastic scope, towards more refillable systems and towards the circular economy. So that's sort of how individual action in terms of, voting with your wallet and what you buy can change things. But actually looking at what change happens from companies, change in government, all of that is made up from individuals within those companies, within government, who have decided that they want to bring about the change within their environment, within their companies.